Dr. Gaza. Welcome to Clearview Television live chat. Hello, Dr. Gaza, are you there?
Yes, I'm here with you. Good evening.
All right. Can you please introduce yourself to us?
Okay, my name is Gaza Ibrahim Kure, and I'm working with Step Up Nigeria, precisely in Nigeria here.
Okay. You're welcome to our show this evening. We hope we will be able to have a nice chat
Thank you.
with you, and we hope our viewers will be able to get some key information from you as well.
Thank you
Dr.
so much.
Gaza, I'm going to go straight to the question of the day, and I hope we'll be able to pull through as fast as possible. As the student representative of the Nigeria Voters Watch, what do you think the INEC? Do you think the INEC is doing enough to help the students with their voters card?
Okay.
That we are again with the network.
Um,
Oh. All right. Are you there?
Okay, can you hear me now? Yes, I'm here now.
Yes, the line is clinching. It's breaking up. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I would say directly, INEC is not really doing well. Students were at home during the strike. We had a lot of students who came out in hundreds and millions to register for the PVC. It just concluded PVC exercise that happened last year. Now, this is January. A lot of students are back in campus, and these students are about to write their exams, and already INEC has already put a deadline, which we're already counting 3 days to go. And these students are in school. Someone who has registered for his PVC in Abuja is already in Calabar. Some of them are in Makodi, some of them are in Kano for exams. How do INEC expect these students to go back home and get their PVC? And the schools are not negotiating, or ASU is not negotiating with INEC to see how they can bring in PVCs to students on campus to get their PVC. I will say this is a form of disenfranchisement of the Nigerian student, not allowing the Nigerian students to have access to their PVC. Be it deliberate or not deliberate, I find it to be deliberate because students were at home to register for PVC, but now they're in campus and they cannot get this PVC. This is completely wrong, and I say a no to it. INEC needs to find a way, ASU needs to find a way to allow these students go back home and get their PVC, or make an extension, or take these PVCs straight to the campus for students to get their PVC, which I know is impossible.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Gaza.
Thank you.
What do you think the INEC should do? Can you give any suggestion of what you think the INEC should do to enable the students get their PVC?
Okay, at this point, I'll make a suggestion. INEC should also extend the date collection, that's the PVC collection date, because most students in Nigeria, yes, will be back home from 10th of February. So INEC can make an extension to 15th of February, because we know that all schools will close down, most of them 10 days before the elections, which the elections is on the 25th. Yeah, so INEC can make an extension to 15th or 20th of February. It does not change anything. It will only allow the Nigerian students to come back home and get their PVC. And we all know that the PVC is the right of every Nigerian. Our PVC is our power. Our PVC is our only voice. So if they will give us this privilege to allow Nigerian students to come back home and get their PVC, I feel that's the only way out, because they can't take the PVCs to the schools, because a lot of persons where the school is not the same place. So you don't expect 10 students to to register from the same place and be in the same school. Nigeria is a diverse place and people travel a lot to school. So the best way INEC should just make an extension of the PVC collection. It's our PVC, so we can still collect it. You can end your PVC collection on the 20th of February. It is cool and fine. There should be an extension so that the Nigerian student can come back to go back home and go to INEC and get their PVCs. That's my best thought on this on that.
All right, thank you so much. Um, this question is concerning your voters watch. Okay, so what
Yes.
are you doing in your organization, not just for the students alone, for the general public, to be able to pull through this issue of PVC collection? What is Nigerian Voters Watch doing to help? Are you doing anything currently to help people get their PVCs?
Okay. Recently, the Voters Watch had carried out one outing, which we had members of the Voters Watch going out on streets. We carried out a sensitization around Abuja town, talking to individuals to come out in their masses to go and get their PVC, and we're trying to see how we can sustain it. But we just have 3 days left, based on what INEC had already put out to Nigerians to see, but we're also seeing how we can intensify that already, because we have a lot of persons who had gone out also into social media trying to canvas for it like every other person. But in our own reach out, we have been reaching out to students, but we have had these complaints from students about them being afar, which we're just trying to push out. But the sensitization that we're doing is still ongoing, trying out to reach out to more people and talking to other support groups to see how they can mobilize more people and reach out to more people to go and get their PVC. It has not been easy for us. Driving out people from the ward and also going into rural communities to talk with one or two of the chiefs to see how they can go and get their PVC. And we know in some places in Nasarawa it was possible for the chiefs to get their PVC down to their ward, and some of them down to the ward level in their communities, where some of them went out to go and get their PVC. So the Voters Watch is doing a lot, and I just pray there's a kind of sustainability or a sustention of the work that is ongoing, so we can get more people and drive more people to go out in masses and get their PVC. I think that's what we're doing for now, and if it's being sustained, we can achieve more and even more than what we have done so far.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Gaza.
Thank you.
This question is a kind of us looking into the future. Okay. Currently, we see the issues we are having right now collecting our PVCs. This PVC has been done like long time ago, and now we are having issues collecting them. Can there be any way INEC can improve this PVC thing? Like, if it is any way INEC can make us make the PVC collection like easier. For example, they can do it immediately and get it collected like same day, like almost the same day. Do you think that will be possible in the future? Because this issue of people not being able to collect their PVC after waiting for months to get the PVC done, and at the long run, the PVC is not been given to them. They're not being able to vote. They will suffer to queue for days, for months, for weeks, to get the PVC done, and they will also come back again to start queuing, fighting, killing themselves, going through a lot to get this PVC collected. I think, in my own opinion, or in your own opinion, what do you think the INEC can do? What do you think they can do to help this in the future? To help this to help this PVC collection improve in the future?
Okay, let me just say this. I think INEC is not serious. I apologize to the institute, so they can take it personal. They can take my words to be harsh, but I think they are not serious. We have ATM cards being distributed by banks. You just go out and just make an order and you get your ATM, and you go home. We have already done our national identity card. That means that the Nigerian system already know our identity, and we can also get our cards everywhere. I find it hard and difficult to believe that INEC cannot work with other institutions. INEC cannot work with banks. We have a lot of undergraduates that are opening a lot of
Exactly.
banks, which they call wallet accounts. That is to say, in the next 3 years, these persons are duly ready to get their INEC, their PVC. So he has his account, he has its NIN and all that. Within that particular time, INEC is sending a notification to the person, your PVC is ready, go to your bank and get your PVC. These are systems, these are things that I know that if we can, there's a kind of a form of partnership between INEC, banks, NIN, and all those. So why do we give them our NIN if they're not ready to work with other institutions? I feel there should be a form of partnership with these people. Then they can also partnership with schools. We have a lot of students that graduate from SS3. You see them 18 years. These people are duly ready to actually get their PVCs. They can also partner with universities, because we get a lot of graduate students applying into schools 17, 18. When they get to 18, they can get their PVC. I just feel INEC make things very, very difficult for Nigerians, and we need to just find a way out of it. And it's possible I register for my PVC and I can put a place for collection, which can either be my bank or my school and all this. These are simple policies. These are simple things that they can do, but I feel they lack planning. They lack the strategy to actually go around PVC collection and all those things. I think these are things that they can actually sit down as a body and look into it holistically and find ways where they can partner with other people to achieve this thing in a more simpler form than just gathering people to go to INEC office and doing whatsoever with them. That's my thought on it.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Gaza. Um, do you also think that this issue of INEC waiting for one particular time for this PVC to be done and one particular time for this PVC to be collected is right? I think they can make like students. If you're entering into the university, you just go through your registration, your PVC,
And apply.
everything. Yes, and apply for the PVC. You're getting your registration number. You're getting your PVC. Or maybe to the bank. You go to the bank to you open an account. You can just apply. You're getting your bank details. You're getting your ATM. You're getting your PVC. If you can break this thing down into other organizations, not just keeping it like making people wait for a particular time to get this PVC, I think the PVC issue will be improved in Nigeria.
Sure,
Also,
sure, sure.
yeah. And please, what do you think? What are student involvement in this forthcoming election? Do you see students really ready to vote?
A lot of things have happened within 2020 till date, and you can see from the student side, there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
apathy and a lot of spirits that is being raised or raised in the student sector, and then the students are now swinging in into action to take vital positions and also responsibilities. And you can see clearly that the Nigerian students have been active since 2020 to date, from the NSAS period till now, and they have just been active, pushing a lot of agenda. Statistically, after the PVC registration, a lot of younger Nigerians signed up. And if you check INEC portal, most of them were students. There's this love and apathy that have risen for inside of students. So we're getting a lot of students coming out in their millions to vote in this election, because
Yeah.
the student side have seen who have been marginalized. We
Mm-hmm.
have also been stepped upon, because most of us have been looked down because of our age, and they said we are too young. But if you check the Nigerian history, we have our mates, people who were even younger than us, rule this country. I
Yeah.
feel if I was in a position to rule Nigeria now, I would do that because I have the energy. I have the energy to go. I have the energy to sit down, to brainstorm, to think of what is more beneficiary to my people. And there are things that I feel I cannot just do naturally. So it's high time for us, because the student bloc already is already tilting, and they're going to come out in their masses to vote in this election. So the whole Nigerians, let me say, our beloved Nigerians, just be expecting Nigerian students to vote in mass, you understand, in this forthcoming election. So we'll have a lot of students coming out in their thousands and millions to vote in these elections, and nothing will change this from happening. It's a short thing, and students are coming out in their hundreds. All we just want is INEC should extend the PVC collection and allow students that have returned back to school to get their PVC, so that they can be given they can be given the right also to exercise their rights and exercise their franchise. It's very, very important for us at this point. We want to vote in our numbers. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Do you think INEC have enough manpower to conduct this election, considering the problem we're having with PVC collection? Do you think they have enough manpower to conduct this forthcoming election?
Okay, I believe INEC do not have the manpower, but they have the resources. And if they have the resources, they can also have the manpower. So that's why I always say it's deliberate. And in the other hand, we have a lot of CSOs, that's non-governmental organizations that are ready to partner with INEC.
Exactly.
And
Like the
INEC can
voters' watch.
also, yes, and INEC can also call them on board and tell them, oh, we have shortage of workers at this place. We will need you people to come in and assist us to help in the distribution of PVC.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
I feel INEC is not playing its own part to see how it can carry all CSO together, so that we can achieve this united goal for a better Nigeria. So
Are you there? Is this network again? Hello, Dr. Gaza. Hello? All right, welcome back.
I feel INEC needs to expand their thoughts and see how they.
Oh. Are you there? Dr. Gaza? All right, we're back. I still remain your host, Ketu Sagie, on the matters arising. All right, welcome back. All right, welcome back, Dr. Gaza.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So all right. For me, I think the INEC should, like you rightly said, the INEC should ask for help. They should ask for help from different organizations to see how they can be able to dispense this PVC to the people, because it's going to be so painful and unlawful for people to get themselves registered for voters card, and at the end of the day they didn't have it to vote. It's not going to be a good thing, and I don't think that's also right for any country to experience. All right. Do you think citizens are doing enough to hold INEC accountable for this PVC issue?
For now, I feel Nigeria is moving into um, a time where Nigerians are starting to speak out. In the past, Nigerians do not talk; they are always silent, and I feel citizens are have started getting the sense of speaking out, which is just starting to me. So there is an increase in the level of Nigerians asking INEC or coming out to ask INEC or to talk. So for now, I would say it's positive. It's not like the previous year. If it was the previous year, nobody sends. So nobody has, I don't know how to put it, but nobody cares. But I feel there is this level of care that have risen in Nigerians, and they are beginning to ask questions. They are beginning to ask about accountability and all that. So it's positive for now. So the spirit is increasing. So it's positive for now. Nigerians are beginning to ask questions, which is positive for now.
All right, Dr. Gaza. So, what do you think prompted the awareness? What do you think made Nigerians to begin to care about getting their PVC, to care about being involved in the elections? What do you think prompted them?
A lot of things. Let's look at this country holistically. This country is old. We have a lot of youths that are graduating from the university without jobs. There's poor basic infrastructures in the rurals, no road networks. We have bad governance, a failed system, a system that is failed completely. Our leaders are not accountable. The Nigerian youth are now seeing this other side of the country, that if we do not stand up and talk, if we do not stand up and speak out and fight for our rights, we'll wake up tomorrow without a home or a land to live in, which is not right. During my school days, like our parents will always tell us that they enjoyed Nigeria. Mark the word, they enjoyed Nigeria in their own
In
time.
their own time.
We did not enjoy the Nigeria they enjoyed. You understand? So I
I
will
agree
not
with you.
expect
I agree
my
with you.
kids that are yet unborn to come and suffer what I suffered. So it's high time we come together, sit down and talk to ourselves and try to address this country squarely. And if speaking out will help us, then let's all come out in our thousands and speak out. So if you look at the political atmosphere and how youth are now looking at their own direction and telling themselves, no, we need to come out in our mass and work this government. We need a government that is accountable, a government that do the work, and what they talk, they do. So they do the talk and they do it, and when they talk, they do what they say. So we need people that are accountable, people that know what they are saying and know what they want to do. Not it's not how we have passed the era of godfatherism, of I know somebody that knows somebody who knows somebody that will take me to some places. So let's get the right people, people who are sound, people who are intellectual, people who know what they want to do for Nigeria. Let them come on board and serve Nigeria. I feel it's better for us to come out in our masses and do this. It's the bad governance that have pushed a lot of us to now come
Yeah,
out in our
I
masses
agree
to
with
now
you.
speak out for a good and a better Nigeria. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Gaza. What is the strength of the Voters Watch as it concerns the students' affairs? Are you there?
Get student union. Yes, I'm with you. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
I said what is the strength of the Nigerian Voters Watch as it concerns the student affair? What are they doing for the
Okay.
students right now?
Okay, we've been able to reach out to student union leaders within North Central and also gotten one or two, but a lot of students within North Central precisely, and also down to the South, but not all the states in the South, whom we have them all together, where we sit down together sometimes and discuss on the way forward. So we've been planning to see how we can get rallies in schools, but it was because of this PVC collection that had shifted our mindset towards campaigning for good governance. But now trying to see how we can push students to get their PVC. But every student keeps on complaining. They can't travel far from their homes just to go back home for their PVC. When people at home are already complaining that they go to get their PVC and INEC is frustrating them to collect their PVCs. So it's
Wow.
a win-win thing. But in the other hand side, when they go, will they get their PVC? And look at the deadline, 3 days to go. So how will students
Yeah.
get their PVC? So we're just trying our best to see what we can do, and that's why we're calling out to Nigerians and calling out to all CSO. Let's see how we can put our heads together and call and talk to INEC and see if they can extend the timing to 20th of February so students can get their PVCs. I think that's what we're pushing for now. And we're just trying to push hard so that we can our voices will be heard and people will actually respond to what we're saying. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much. What are the necessary tools or necessary um, tools per se that the Voters Watch are going to put in place to make this come through?
That's a PVC collection or
Yeah,
a vote
yeah,
for
the
good
PVC
governance.
collection. Yeah, the PVC
Okay,
collection.
we're just reaching out to all stakeholders and also to INEC and see what we can get from them if their response are okay. But this clarion call that we're doing is will not be enough if we're just the only ones doing this call. So if other Nigerians, CSO2, will just join their hands together with us and see how we can push it to actualize it, it will help us on our own. We just have 3 days to see how we can actually change the whole narrative, but we can't do it alone. So we're calling on everyone, all stakeholders, party representative from every party, political party in Nigeria, and let's see what we can do together and have an extension for PVC collection. So we have a lot of youths that have not collected their PVC, so they can get this PVC and they won't be disenfranchised in this forthcoming election. Thank you. I sincerely appreciate.
All right. Um, do you think other groups are pushing for this PVC collection as well, or is just the Voters Watch alone that's doing this? Do you think other groups are pushing for this PVC collection?
I know we are doing that, but I believe some other CSO are doing, but some of them are just pushing for just the collection, but not most of them are pushing it out for extension. But from my own perception, you get to understand that there is a need for the extension so that students who are in school can get their PVCs.
PVCs, yeah.
Yes, we can actually go around campuses and take recordings of students asking them why they have not collected their PVC. Most of them is distance. I registered my PVC here, and this is where I am, so I can't go back and get my PVC. So the complaints are the same, and it is just reoccurring in almost every campus. So the only thing that we can do now is to call on INEC to make an extension. Meanwhile, others are just encouraging people to go and collect their PVC. But you don't expect a student that is not in town to go and get his PVC. He can't leave his exams to go and get his PVC. And
Exactly.
everyone can go and verify or can go and ask. We have a lot of universities currently now that are writing exams all over Nigeria, and some persons are even starting the exams in February. So, how do you expect such students to get their PVC? So, ASU has to play a role. The Labour Congress has to play a role. The National Assembly has to play a role too. If they value the students and they want the students to come out and vote for them in their numbers, they have to now talk to INEC to make an extension to allow the Nigerian students to go back home and get their PVCs. And if they want us to do that, it's simple. They should just make a declaration and talk to INEC to help facilitate facilitate the extension of the PVC collection. That's just my opinion on the PVC collection. And I pray if good, meaningful Nigerians get to understand what I'm saying and they swing into action to help us actualize what we're fighting for. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Gazelle. Do you think the student union government is doing enough to help the students overcome this situation?
For now, I will say the Nigerian student unions have been watered
Mm.
down. And if you check, not every school has the government in it again. So some
Mm.
of them have now become SRC, Student Representative Council, that are being appointed. So the bridge of power, NANS, to an extent, student union shouldn't be seen campaigning or supporting candidates. Have now some students have now joined to support candidates, which is so bad. We are not saying that student union cannot endorse a candidate, but as a union, your right is to protect your students and also fight for their rights. Some of
Mm.
those things have been watered down. So, and when there's division in the student sector, it's going to be difficult for them to actually actualize or get what they want. And the politicians have understood these things because they were once student union leaders and they know how to manipulate the system too. So I will tell you clearly that the students are trying their best, but because of the division, their voices cannot be heard. And secondly,
Mm.
those in authorities are marginalizing them intentionally. They don't take the
Wow.
student union as a strong force. So
Mm.
we just need to understand these things and see how we can come out in our full limelight to get what we want from the government. And that's why the student Nigerian Student Watch or the Nigerian Watch, Voters Watch, is working around the clock to see how they can help actualize these things for the students in Nigeria. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate.
Thank you, Dr. Gazelle. Thank you so much. Um, do you think at the long run, if the students are not being able to collect their PVC, um, what do you think is going to be the situation of the country?
It means the country is not ready to carry along the young folks. It's clear. If you don't want us to get our PVC, you are not ready to work with us. Indirectly, you are telling us clearly to our faces that you don't want us to vote because we are educated and you feel when we vote we will not tolerate some kind of policies, and because we always speak out. I can't vote you and you do rubbish. I will surely speak out.
Yeah.
Is talk. I feel it's intentional, and that's why I said the disenfranchisement that is being carried out in Nigeria, to me it's intentional, because if they don't want it to be intentional, they will find a way to make the students get their PVCs. So if they don't want to work with us, automatically the students may not work with the government. And I'm not saying that to threaten any government or any government that wants to come into power, but I'm just calling out on Nigerians to say, we are your kids, we are your children, and and we are part of the decision making process for all leaders in Nigeria. So we should
Yeah.
be allowed to exercise our rights, and also we should not be disenfranchised. When there's an opportunity to carry us along in government, we
Yeah.
should be part of the process of the voting. If we vote for you, we will surely sit and work with you till the end of your administration. And when you make a mistake, we'll always call out to you and tell you you are going to towards the wrong direction. We need you to retrace your steps back. But not working with us or allowing us to be part of the process, I think it's not right, and it's deliberate, and it's going to be hurtful to us Nigerian youth. Thank you so much.
All right, all right. So far so good. What have been the progress the Nigeria Voters Watch have achieved in pushing for this PVC collection? What has been your progress so far? And do you think the INEC will extend the PVC collection date for the students to be able to get their PVCs?
Okay. If all Nigerians will come together to actually champion what we're pushing for the extension because of students, I believe, um the whole world will come running down to Nigeria to ask questions, and INEC has no option than to yield into this clarion call that we're calling up to them to extend the PVC collection so that students can get their PVC. We've been doing a lot, irrespective of us talking right now about students. We have been going to communities to see how we can push them out to go into town and get their PVCs also, which is positive. But you see, like I clearly stated the other time when I was talking, I said most of the students are just complaining because of the location. They are far away from the INEC centers where they registered, and it's not possible for the schools to allow them, if the schools are not shut down, for them to give them this privilege to go and get their PVCs. So I just believe if everyone in Nigeria will push up and push this hard. So INEC, we have to give an extension. It's going to be a positive one for us. We are calling on all Nigerians to see this as something to push to join hands together, so that we can achieve these things for the Nigerian students to be part of these elections. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, all right. So what if in case INEC refuse to adhere to the plead to extend the PVC collection? What do you think is going to happen? What advice do you have for those who will be disenfranchised?
I will tell them one thing: do not give up, do not lose hope, do not lose faith in Nigeria. The only thing that we need to do is to advocate and also push out for candidates that we know will help rebuild this nation and position this nation to a progressive side. Such individuals that may not get their PVC can also, their voices can also be heard, but this time around via advocacy and talking to individuals around them to vote for the right candidates in this forthcoming election. There is still hope. Hope is lost when we are dead, and hope is completely lost when you are alive and you don't and you keep quiet. So I will tell the Nigerian students not to keep quiet if INEC do not give an extension, but let's find a way to harmonize ourselves and advocate and speak to others and tell them and preach good candidacy to them, and also people who are accountable and people who will serve Nigeria better. So I'm just saying this to all Nigerian youth this evening. Do not give up. Let's not lose faith in this country. Let's just push ourselves together and continue the good work that we're doing so far, preaching for good governance and accountability. That's what I'll have to tell my students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gaza. Thank you so much. Before you go, I will want you from your desk as student representative for the Voters Watch. I want you to talk to the students, advise them Talk to them. Just tell them something. Let them know that you're there. The voters watch are there to help them, to support them, to push them through this phase that they are going through right now.
Okay. Dear Nigerian youths, former National Secretary, National State Student Association, and former President, Association of Veterinary Medical Students, Federal University of Agriculture of Makurdi. It's a privilege to be here this evening to address you and speak with you. Um, the fate of Nigeria depends on me and you, and the actions we take today will determine the future. Uh, it's going to be bad if we keep quiet. We must learn to speak out. We must learn to always speak, no matter what. We must learn to tell our leaders the truth. No service, no votes. If you're not ready to serve this country, we're not ready to vote you. Before you come out to contest, you must have a blueprint of what you want to do and how you intend to actualize it. And we'll also go back to your track records to see what you have been doing and what you have done in the past. Not because of we are foolish or because we're jobless, but no, we want a better country for ourselves and our kids yet unborn. For those of you who are in PVCs, I am begging you this moment. If there is a way for you to get your PVC, please try your best to see that we come out in our masses to get our PVCs. If you are in the states where you registered your PVC, for those of us who are far and we know we can't go back to our states, please let's have this debate and advocate and speak to others who are at home. Let's preach unity, let's preach diversification, let's preach a better Nigeria, and let's preach accountability. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate, and let's not lose faith in Nigeria. God bless you. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Gaza. Thank you for coming to our live chat. We appreciate you. Thank you for all you're doing for Nigeria Voters Watch. Thank you for all you're doing for Nigeria students. We really appreciate you, and we pray God help us to vote in the right leader in this forthcoming general election. Thank you. I remain your host, Keto Sage, for Clearview Television. Thank you.